Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Warhammer 40,000 The Rogue Trader. Last we left off, our intrepid hero Xandra had just defeated a chaos spawn and it foiled the plans of something. We don't quite know what yet, but we've gotten a few clues. If you remember in the last episode, we also found that our mother was dead. I say mother, I'm using that metaphorically speaking. The head of the dynasty was killed in her cabin along with her arch-militant. So now it's up to us. We have to do this part again. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and loot. Take everything. We could wander around and talk to these people, but honestly, they're not gonna have much to say. And there's nothing to really loot around here anyway. What was this guy doing? Bro, you had clear shots, you could shoot through the rubble. What are you doing? Whatever. Go ahead and level up, because we have to do this again. I forgot to save right after. The video was already like 2 hours, 40 minutes long, so we're gonna do... Didn't I say we were gonna be a really good duelist? I did say that. We'll just do dueling mastery. I've probably chosen some different stuff than last time, but you know what? 'Tis the price you pay. I will make sure not to leave off on such a weird note next time. That's right, didn't I do... I didn't, but we are going to do ramming speed. We want you to be fast and good with a sword. So we're going to give you agility. Idira, you crazy lady. I love you. We're going to give you... ballistics. I think. I don't know. Her class setup is very strange. She is an operative, which is all about exploiting weaknesses. But thank you, my darling. My husband brought me some food. He will be back soon. Anyway. Yeah, so they do like dismantling attacks. But they can't use dismantling attacks with psychic abilities. Ballistic skill seems like the safe choice. Just give her like a precise las pistol or something. Yeah, we'll do that. And we're gonna do unnatural luck, unless there is something else. I forgot that you can just kind of build her. As somebody who does this. Advice and guidance is good. This would save a lot of trouble. And we're gonna get her to be both a very strong buff lady, but also a combat medic. She's gonna do both things of, like, you know, strong combat and running up healing people if they need it. Because that run and gun can be used with medics. Rapid reload would also be good, but I think I'll do demolition engineer for now. And there we go.
The heir is dead.
Rival,
Boy,
We
the
have
Emperor.
already done all this,
It's
so...
the Seneschal.
restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum.
We're just gonna kind of skip through this. Because we were here
Mortal,
yesterday.
who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not.
Resisted it once.
This.
Your
There we go. And I think this is closer to
Seneschal.
where we left off.
The Navigator's sanctum is silent.
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm,
Seneschal.
as by right of blood succession. It is hereby...
The deed.
There we go.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members.
Yeah, we did this as well, I think. I am eating an apple. It's a very good apple. I am also eating cheese. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officers are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You had us worried there. He offers us a thin smile. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is a most admirable trait in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranked officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputies. That's not good. While others go unfilled entirely. Now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. Well, firstly, have we found that SOB yet? He grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. What's on the agenda? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to bear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and in turn, they will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. I'm ready. Start it. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers. You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Xandra von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you could introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman, whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suri Ota of the Ptolemy line, our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve your ladyship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us, to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or pirate trap. The bearded man with the pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems to be hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum Generous Denrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material of the well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest of standards. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drive Master, the servant of the Omnissiah. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Weiss, head of the astropathic section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Weiss has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valancius Protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Voidfear's treachery. I will deliver a report to your ladyship on the astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at this briefing: the Master-at-Arms and the Confessor Adelbart. The eminent Adelbart must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel, and Mistress Sourback, who has replaced her late predecessor as our Master-at-Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voidfear. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of the proceedings. Let us start with the Master of Ordnance. Anything to report? The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. The Master of Ordnance chokes back the words he was obviously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before turning away. I apologize profusely, Lord Captain. Pardon the fool. The ship is in ruins. Every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me. He looks up at you. But I've heard of you. Oh yes, your fame has reached even as far as the Expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of such an illustrious person such as yourself. He adjusts his uniform and stamps Ramrod straight. The Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved and the battery is in good order. We are ready to fight, if that is the Lord Captain's will. That's right, we are glorious. Infernus Master, report. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty, he remarks in a low voice, pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. Factotum, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given to the tech priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is our people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We simply cannot begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets. Drives Master, your turn. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emits from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted by my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred machine protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. The tech priest bows her head. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Engineer Prime and Navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set as much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your ladyship, if you'll allow me to interject, when we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all available communication channels in the region. One such channel was a Navis Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick-as-brock shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry about that score. To summarize, we have sustained numerous losses in crew members, and we require a new Engineer Prime and Navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. And where are we currently? What can you tell me about the system? I cede to the Vox Master on this point. Mistress Tulliman? We are in the Reichad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Mobility Station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the planetoid in the system, and Reichad Minoris itself is not responding to our hails. What is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate an ongoing hostility on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew, we will not be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility Station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you all for your reports. You are dismissed. They salute as one. Your ladyship, there is one other thing, a confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. Perhaps you are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of that note, I presume? You are quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich van Kalox, an interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Reichad Minoris, will know him. That is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the non-Valancius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems as if he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Idira, Argenta, explain yourselves. Apple, sorry. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Idira. The Psyker is suffering from ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, her voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request. It can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Idira? Damn it! She presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your ladyship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. One single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mr. Salas? No, not yet, anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretched into a wry smile. If there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Oh, we're free. Okay, and I'm healed. Thank goodness. We are gonna do something first. Go down yonder. Do I want to start a new talking scene? You know what? No. We are gonna go talk. There's Jocasta. High Factotum. Idira! We're gonna go talk to Idira. Get our voodoo on. The tall, middle-aged woman stares straight ahead, her eyes vacant, as she rubs the implant at her temple. Her collar is undone, and one of the clasps is on the verge of falling off. Sensing your presence, she turns her head towards you and offers you a crooked smile, even as her eyes look right through you. I'd like to hear your augury, Idira. What awaits me?
All right, let's hear what they're whispering about you. Hmm?
Idira laughs, rubs her hands together, and suddenly freezes with a vacant smile on her face, her head slightly tilted. You feel goosebumps appear on your skin, and your collar begins to waver ever so slightly, as if moved by a breeze from a half-open door.
Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained. Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion. A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks and the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his mistress, or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord? The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it? I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in, somehow. But for now...
Alright, we are going to come back and, fill out some clues from her, and I hope people are taking notes.
Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
These are the sort of, this is the sort of game where note-taking is encouraged. Alright, now we're gonna go talk. So because I've played this game many a time, I know what's coming, but also, I don't know. This always breaks my heart a little bit.
Rogue trader.
She looks tired. There are dark circles under her eyes, and her hair is somewhat disheveled. She moves like she's a little on edge. You said you had a personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader. The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans?
Yeah, I can do that. No formalities. These kids went through hell. They deserve me being a person.
I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart.
The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. He glances at the gathered children. It is hardly the school of Progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Argenta is standing at the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of this ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Grant your Lord Captain, the rogue traitor of House von Valancius. You notice the Infernus Master, Heinrich Montag, standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. Look at that beautiful man. Infernus Master, do you serve as a teacher in your spare time? Not at all, your ladyship. I'm just looking out for them. It's the Infernus way to help folks in trouble. It's our job, after all, so we chip in rations here and there and make sure nobody gives them a hard time. We take the older ones into the clan's care, if they want. Many in the guild are not our family by blood, but by circumstance. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. The teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny, pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. One of the scowling visitors, with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and our parents died in the dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches." Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scold him for his impudence. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks. Or worse. Infernus Master, since you are so concerned about the orphans, they are henceforth of your clan. It falls to you to teach them the meaning of what their parents fought and died for. Thank you for your trust, Lord Captain. We won't waste it. The Inferni know all about taking pride in service, courage, and self-sacrifice. We'll make true heroes out of them for you. He beams at the orphans, and they smile back at him with enraptured devotion. Young ones, you won't recognize them in a year or two. They'll learn to salute and speak only when permitted by their superior officer. But right now, clowning around is all they know. Argenta rubs her temple pensively, and He smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the void. Okay. We're going to talk to the Vox Master. Thin, pale woman stands out amongst the rest of the crew. There is a thick bundle of cables coming out of the back of her skull and disappearing under her ceremonial garment. And you see the grate and of a quietly humming Vox where her mouth should be. The woman sees you and bows her head in a respectful greeting. How may I serve you, Lord Captain? Go ahead and connect me to the vessel's main channel. I'm going to bolster our morale. It is done, Lord Captain. You address the crew with a rousing speech, and you hear voiceover throughout the ship. See. That'll be all. They like me, god dang it. Alright, here we go. Okay. So, what are we gonna do first? Where are we gonna go? Must be the prison planet. There's a void ship here. And a station. We'll hit the astropathic station, see if we can get a, ooh. Yeah, he can speak to me via a private channel. Greetings! I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Immaterium in the hope of picking up voices from the Dynasty's ships or worlds. However, we've heard something horrifying instead. Amid the Immaterium's tumult, something is screaming. This scream is driving your choir mad. Until it is stopped, we have no hope of contacting any of the Dynasty's worlds. It is coming from the Rycat Station's astropathic station. We're gonna pay a visit. Don't you worry about it. We're gonna go deal with that right now. We need to get word out. The astropathic station is dead ahead of the void ship. It is motionless. There is lifeless silence across its Vox frequencies. Its lights are out. Even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It is here, lurking in the shadows. All of this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing. We're going to contact by Vox. It's not responding. Perhaps there's no one else left who could respond. Deploy a scouting team. The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now. Smudged, as it were, across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of the ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence. The main hall was a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally embedded in the ice, yet he was alive and screaming. We are gonna send Zachary Weiss. Choirmaster Weiss ordered the station in person and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and held a telepathic conversation with him. Then Master Weiss offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Weiss reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late choirmaster's amulet, taken from his frozen body after death. Denial of nightmares. The wearer gains immunity to the horrors of the warp effect if worn by a psyker. Yes. The shriek carrying across the immaterium has been silenced, but this brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when they discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was the melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power, so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into psychers' minds, evoking everywhere the same image. A dark, gape, beastly mouth, cleaving the universe in two. And now that the mad choir master is finally stopped screaming, the song of the Immaterium has reached the rogue trader's void ship too. This is the Cicatrix Maledictum, a huge warp storm stretching across the galaxy, resulting in a catastrophic rift in real space. Basically, the Imperium at this time period is torn in two. Explore the station. A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half of the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Immaterium's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled about a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, and a darkness that would devour the Astronomicus light. Remember what I said about the Golden Throne? That would be this thing. Burn it all. Void torpedoes shatter the station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home. And we get some XP for that. We're gonna go talk to these guys. The Vox crackles to life, and the Master Helmsman Ravor addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain, is not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting, god dang it, in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up there on purpose, and it's not like I'm surprised. The thing is more a scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody went to town on it. We're registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, and now there's an incoming transmission. Hear us? The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Shh. Repeat. Do not require assistance. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Our Emperor protects. Lord Captain, I'm told our augurs can't determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there's an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field. We're near the Rykati Philia colony that is refusing help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them. Establish comms. Connection established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting over one another. Do not tell them. Tell him. We're done for. This is Thunderfang. We are... One of the voices falters uncertainly and is replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private shint vessel. A merchant vessel, of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Damage report. Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has almost entirely been obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing, so solid they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened? Bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, and another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the others shut up. You manage to make out little from all the noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue and opened fire. Miracle we could get away. Emperor protected. And then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. Our folks are left without help. We never got to them. Why can't we identify you? Why? I don't know. What if... Certainly not. Our vessel is badly damaged. Damage is preventing correct identification. We assure you. Merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid. Stop playing games and explain what your business is here. And this time, highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done? Idiot. It's too late now. Do you copy? We're from the fellow of the Void. We did not come to loot, on a different business. To help our own, out of jail. Do not hurt Lees. We already had our chronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of goods. In case you're unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Coronis Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo of the macro cannon to shake the scum loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it. The honeyed voice of the High Factotum interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them more acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible. Commercial exchange. What do they got? Anything good? They've got a flamer, a melta, camo robe, and heavy leather. We'll take it all. And we will sell you some goodies. Was that all? Damn, okay. Do I not have anything else for trade? I suppose not. It's alright, we'll come back. So they were going here to get some people out of prison. For some reason. But somewhere they were taken by surprise and took heavy fire. We do need a navigator, but maybe we can refill our people here? I'm just going through my thought process as the character. Coming up on the 50-minute mark. But this is a long play. We will go to probably 2.5 hours.
Repentance in prison is but a weak shadow of a true transformation of the soul. Only in battle, by abjuring the flesh and cloaking the soul in flame, can one earn absolution.
Sometimes it suits the Imperium's functionaries to have a criminal spend the rest of his days toiling in a pit, working for the good of the righteous, until his last breath.
Alrighty then. Argenta.
This ocular
Hang on.
implant was a
Not fan of
worthwhile
prison
investment.
complex. Your ladyship? 1,000 pardons if I addressed you improperly. Have you come on behalf of our Governor Medina, or are you here on other business? If it's the latter, you ought to know that there's been a riot here. It's quite dangerous. I am rogue trader Sandra von Valancius. Who are you? At once, sir. Captain Raphael Vakari, servant of House Winterscale and the pilot of this shuttle. It is an honor to be meeting her ladyship, von Valancius. I have no time for long-winded talks. Brief me on the situation ahead, and please do be concise. Reporting. There's been a prison riot on the planetoid, led by the prison warden himself. My lord Yvain Winterscale, son of rogue trader Caligos, went to parley with him. The warden himself is spearheading this? Yes, she bites her lip. No one expected this. Messer Castiglia is a nobleman from a well-respected governor house, and a vassal to House Winterscale. All of a sudden, he proclaimed that Ricati Filia was his personal domain, that the prisoners were his subjects, and that he would never bow to anyone again. It's pure heresy! And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel? What kind of a madman would start a revolt on a barren rock? Why would the young Winterscale have felt the need to parley with the dissidents? It's a personal matter. Master Castiglia, the seditious warden, is Lord Yvain's childhood friend. When my lord heard of the riot, the news saddened him greatly, and so he rushed here without delay, in hopes of bringing his old friend to his senses, no doubt. The first Winterscale in my memory who prefers to talk first rather than shoot and slash. You're quite right. Young Lord Winterscale is not his father's shadow. If he is determined to save his friend, he will try to do so no matter what obstacles get in the way. Anything else I should be apprised of before I set out? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please, take caution, your ladyship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels would get to the shuttle. I have no more questions. You may excuse yourself. She freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly, Your ladyship, if I may have a minute of your time, I wouldn't have dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation... In any case, have you been to the capital of Rykad Minoris yet? I just wanted to know if you saw a man there, a communications officer by the name of Jaspar. I have not yet been to Rykad Minoris, and know nothing of this officer's fate. That's a shame. May the Emperor keep that fool from harm. Thank you for your time, your majesty. Or ladyship, same thing. I don't delay you any further. Good luck. I will contact Lord Yvain's party over Vox and inform them of your arrival. Disarm that trap, please. That is a chaos symbol. That's not good. First chaos cultists on my ship, and now here? God damn. That would have been bad.
You left the Navis Imperialis to serve the rogue trader. Do you ever regret it, Seneschal?
No, I do not regret it in the least. Serving in the Imperial Navy is a fine thing to do. But it was only under Lady Theodora that I truly felt the significance of what I was doing.
get her to fix everything. Xandra, what's going on over here? Far too lavish for even a hive world, let alone a prison colony. They were eating good, huh? It looks like a piece of toast and some soup. Apparently that's good enough. A long string of names extends to beneath the heading, Top Quarry Workers of the Cycle. Okay, well that's not necessarily bad. What is that? Crock shit. Why me? I missed my tithe payment 12 years ago. Oh, hold on. Nope. 12 years. The inspector's writ got lost somewhere in the bowels of the planetary administratum and was lying there this whole time, but they made sure to remember the tack on the fines every month. By the time they found the blasted piece of paper and finally informed me, the total sum was so obscene it would take 3 generations of my descendants, if I had any, to pay it off. My fate was sealed. Trial, sentence, prison. All because some daft rotter who shoved my paper in the wrong box. To be fair, I think I got off pretty easy. My bed in the barracks is about as hard as that slab of rockcrete I've got at home. Working in the quarry isn't much tougher than my old job, and the rules? Void take me. That old sod that governs Rykad Minoris is a bloody sadist by comparison. It's a strange place. I haven't been beaten once yet. The guards bark orders all the time, but they never hit us. They also got this kind of inner circle of special chosen prisoners. The Optimatum, they call it. If you can get in, Emperor as my witness, you actually get a day off. They let you out of your cell and into the yard, by the big barracks. And I tell you what, they let you rest there and feed you better than whatever swill they're giving us in the canteen. They told me it's to improve our motivation and all that, to foster a stronger desire to reform and become a worthy servant of the Imperium once more. But I know it for what it is, just a club for the Warden's favorites. The same story as everywhere else. Suck up to the people in power and get some swanky perks. They say the whole thing was the Warden's idea. Funny man, our Warden. He looks more noble than nobility itself. Tall, groomed, teeth even, eyes burning. Boots so polished you can see yourself when you move to lick 'em. But that nutter doesn't much want people licking his boots. He walks around looking like he's deep in thought, all right, with only a couple of guards at his side, and he sometimes, if you could believe it, talks to prisoners. What's your name? He asks them all quiet-like. Why were you condemned? Do you feel remorse? He never even yells at no one, never orders them to have him flogged. Instead, he doles out rewards to the special ones, keeps telling us things like how we should strive to make society believe in us again. Uh-huh. Whatever you say, Master Warden. Starting tomorrow, I'll be trying to join these optimates of yours. I'm stuck in here till the day I die, and that means no return to society for me. But, with the Emperor's help, I might just join the ranks of the local elite. So, that's, I don't want to say concerning, but it's definitely not good. Scraps of typical prison food, repulsive to the senses. I can English. The best among us, the list is faded, and the names are barely legible. The venerable Optimates. Episode 2, first fight. Yes, I know.
Time to slaughter someone.
Death to the weak!
Oh my god, Argenta almost died. And I think I forgot to restock their supply of like meds and all that. So, yipes. We're gonna go here. We're gonna zappy and hopefully kill as many as possible. That was so good. I bought us some time. Sandra, get up here. Actually, we'll have to take cover. We're gonna shoot. Maybe just fire up first. Down the hole. That works.
Already done.
Out of my way!
Where's that grenadier at? There he is. Oh, that's a light. I thought that was a cool icon. Oh, yeah, I, messed this up, huh? Sweep. That's good. We're not gonna run. I don't want to risk getting hit again. So we'll swing. Nothing. Alright, my guy. Go here. Heal her, please. We're gonna back up. Sprint forward. Dodge that? Okay.
Scared yet? I'm here, maggot.
Death to non-believers!
Ouchie. Double ouchie. This isn't good. Maybe we shouldn't have come here first. That wouldn't even kill. Screaming his brain. No line of sight. What are you talking about? No, actually, yeah, no line of sight. Oh, I also need to be doing that. Yep. Screw it. I have no grenades. I am deeply unprepared for this, and I'm going to be punished for that. But that is fine. I'm gonna do this.
Not a problem for me.
Bring it down. Hold her. Do it. I'm also playing on a harder difficulty, so, haha, I didn't realize how bad this was gonna be.
I'll pass.
Oh my god! It's like right out of range. What is happening? There we go. 20, 45.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Bruh. This is frustrating.
I will do my duty.
Let's get to it. Da.
What? Dude. Okay, that's stupid. I don't care how high the difficulty is, a prisoner shouldn't be able to kill a sister of battle. Scream into his brain. Only 15 damage. This is real bad. This is really, really, really bad. Over here. That. Please work. That wasn't good. Nobody's with her either, which means if she gets hit by a grenade, then she's probably doomed. You know what, Adira? I forgot I had the shotgun. Do that. Only a 14% chance. That's what I was hoping for.
I bring ruin.
Missed both
Show
shots.
me
Well,
what
I guess I
you've
can't.
got.
Fuck shit.
Ga.
Dude,
Let's get
that's
to
too
it.
much damage. That's too much damage. That's too much. That's actually dumb. Okay. As opposed to like maybe going here and sprinting. It's not giving me a percentage. We'll try that. Dude. If we wipe here.
Time to slaughter someone.
This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Brother in Christ, this is borderline unfair, which I know is the difficulty title, but I didn't think they meant it. It's gonna be just Abelard. Abelard's gonna be the only non-wounded.
Scared. I'm here, maggot.
I can't do this. One health on a goddamn dream. I need to get out. I need to get out of here. I can't land a shot. I can't stab a bitch. Alright. I'll try this. No. Nope. We're not doing it. We are not going to go there first. Because of this, can't do it. Not without backup. I'm just worried about how tough. Oh, hello. As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the quill you have been using to drop yet another order falls from your hand. Choo! Choo! You've raised your head with a start. Someone else is here, in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses suddenly surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloodied faces of those who died on the ship's bridge, and those you met in your previous life. How was this possible? Where are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not. You are alone against a horde of heretics, risen from the darkness to take your life. As if its own accord, the shard lying by the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of old Conrad Waiter's weapon, slips into your hand. The metal is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarish slow advance. Step back or else. The dead only draw closer and closer, and your fingers involuntarily take the card, permanently cutting into your palm. An unbearably bright light splits everything around. You find yourself surrounded by groveling Indians, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands are no longer in a shard, but a majestic, intricate one, skillfully crafted sword with strange and nervous proportions, curved and defined, and an unusual hilt. But an image close by. Your eyes open wide, feeling a gaze so dark that it steals your breath away. You have felt this gaze before. There, on the bridge, the voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven. The path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion. I am the sword's master, not its servant. Remember that. You feel the sword's immense weight pulling you down. You resist its will for a moment longer before collapsing to the ground with the sound of odious laughter. The strain is such that you fear your back could break at any moment. Vogue, the first dawn, is hereby woven into the tapestry of your fate. Seek the second dawn in the hands of she who rises above its future dominion. The former aspirant fell, and thus the new one will become the chosen of the weaver of destinies. Make mortals serve you as their god, and become the vessel of the edge. You awaken from the vision kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat and with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces and the image of the sword in your hands. Only a deep cut on your palm and the bloodied shard laying on the floor remind you of what just transpired. Foreign presence rises up out of the deepest. Okay, here's my issue with this choice. There should be a third option, iconoclast. Keep the shard in your desk. You would understand why in a little bit. I'll get rid of it. You'd rather have died than touch that thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for your Vox to call a servitor. Now you just wait for the mindless automaton to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest artifact or nearest airlock to be claimed by the void. What? Oh, hello. Didn't mean to click that. Hold on. I already did this. I already lunked? Lunk. I already linked my account, so I should have those things. You know what? We are gonna call it here. Hour 15, and we had a failed assault. That's my headcanon. It was a failed assault on stuff. So yeah, we're just gonna stop. I hope you guys all enjoyed this beautiful, beautiful game so far. When next we meet, we will be falling to the surface of Rykad Minoris? Yeah, Rykad Minoris. We're gonna talk to the governor. We're gonna see what we can do about that. What just happened? There we go. Yeah, sorry, I don't know how long that's been like that. Everything... The last few days, everything's just been breaking. And I don't know what's going on. So, I apologize. Anyway, that's gonna call it for now. I'm gonna save and stop. I'm tired. I don't know, watch some YouTube and just kind of hang out. Anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Share the video with anybody who you think might like my recording style. All that good stuff. So, deuces.